Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome a very accomplished social entrepreneur and traveler, Mr. Amit Jain from Pune, India. Amit, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, sir.
Amit is the co-founder of a social venture called Mitti Ke Rang, which is working towards generating livelihood for women through an e-commerce platform. And Amit is also an avid traveler. So Amit, let's start talking about Mitti Ke Rang. Tell me a little bit about this venture and what was your motivation to start it?
Right. So Mitti Ke Rang, right now it's a social venture, which means an e-commerce platform, a marketplace for women entrepreneurs. So any women entrepreneur who are running a small business from their home, be it from rural, urban, SNG, NGOs, we onboard them on the platform and help support them in terms of marketing, sales, and tech. So once the order comes in, the entrepreneur directly ship it from their own home to the customers. So in short, it's a livelihood platform for women entrepreneurs.
Very interesting. And what was your motivation to focus on women entrepreneurs?
Right. So I come from a town named Bhusawal in Maharashtra. And at the age of 3, I lost my father. So my grandfather opened a shop for my mom. And the family members were a great support in terms of food, accommodation, everything. So until graduation, everything was been given by my cousins and grandfather and friends. So when I came to Pune in 2012 to look for a job with 1,000 rupees after a BCom degree, everyone told me you won't get a job with a BCom degree. So I just thought, let's experiment. So I struggled for a month in Pune, ate once in a day, and luckily Bank of New York hired me. So my mom came to Pune after 1 year, and we thought till now family was a great support. So it's time to give back to society. And we started very small in terms of collection of clothes, books, and everything. And we used to donate to NGO and slums areas. And I never knew from 2013 when we started, in 2019, I'll be taking this full time and living my full-time job. And a very small story. When I thought to leave my job because MCAR was doing pretty good. I told my family that my company is kicking me out, मुझे job से निकाल रहे हैं, because I knew they will never agree that I'm leaving the job. But thanks to my co-founder support, Saket Deshmukh, I just left in 2019 and took Mitti Ke Rang full time. And since then, for 1 year, we were more into manufacturing in Pune. Then we moved across India to onboard the women entrepreneurs.
Wow. And as you have scaled up, what have been some of your challenges?
Absolutely. In terms of, the journey of 8 years, definitely one was like, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? Job was a big factor. The family was a big factor. The finance was a big factor. So we just kept improvising on the way. And, a couple of things which really helped me particularly is consistency. Like, it's been 8 years and if I look back, I'm like, oh, am I really have taken this full time? Because when I came to Pune, the job was the biggest factor for me. So the hurdles in terms of convincing family, telling friends what I'm doing, moving from one area to different in Mitti Ke Rang, then taking this full time, then backpacking across India. So, it's like a very roller coaster ride. But thanks to all my supporters, co-founder, family, it's been a great journey. And definitely if I talk about last year, when we actually went into e-commerce, everything was new for us. Like we got 100, 200 entrepreneurs onboarded, thousands of products. It was COVID happened, then logistic was a big challenge, then GST, tech, legal. So we just kept improvising and we just kept, winning on each battle day by day.
Wonderful. So before I go any further into more questions, for our viewers and listeners, Mitti Ke Rang means colors of the earth. Why did you select this name?
Wow. In 2013, when we started, after 6 months struggle, I called my brother why I'm not getting a name, what to keep, because we experimented with every name. And being a very 21, 22-year-old at that time, I wanted some fancy name. So he told me, okay, take Mitti Ke Rang. I'm like, okay, because, it was like more of a rooted word, but we didn't have any choice at that time. So we just took it. So that's the background.
Wonderful. So now let's talk about the entrepreneurs, the women entrepreneurs. Tell me a little bit about what are the products that you are taking from them and what are some of their challenges?
Right. Sorry. In terms of product, when we started in 2021 to onboard the women entrepreneurs, at that time we were very blank. like very open to every product because we didn't had any experience at that time which product would do good. And very honestly, at that time we used to think that we have brains in terms of selecting products. But a very good story happened. I'll tell you the story before that. After that, then we started to realize we don't have brains. Whichever product comes in, just keep launching. So I'll tell you why we came to this conclusion. From the month of February 2021, we started launching products. For first product was Holi. Then we got more and more products. In the month of September, June, sorry, you might know this Ragi Laddu, the millets Laddu.
Yeah.
It got onboarded. We did a campaign. Orders were pretty decent. And one fine day, one of the media article covered the story of Ragi Laddu, of millets, of Earth Purna. In one day, we got orders worth of 1,30,000 rupees.
Wow.
Second day, more than that. So in short, in 6 months, we were able to sell Ragi Laddu worth of 15 to 20 lakh rupees in just 6 months.
Wow. And give me some other interesting stories of how, you're in the food area with Ragi Laddus that you spoke. Traditionally, most people think that if you're working with women entrepreneurs, it will be a lot of handicrafts. So tell me about the range of the products you handle.
Right. I think you have put it very correctly. Why? Because, even you might be having a lot of experience in social sector in terms of what product really comes out. The perception which has been there is handicrafts. It's more like, old paintings, this and that. But now the world has changed. Post-COVID, there are more women coming out to do small business than ever before. And if I talk about the terms of products, take any food product in terms of healthy, vegan, laddu, millets, ragi bar, and we have like the Diwali farsan, which we called. Then we have thandai. So these are the range, and more than that, now we have like dried we have like fruits. The fruits which are not good, they make small chips out of that. It comes from Arunachal Pradesh. We have chutneys, different kind of chutneys, achar. These are food area. If I talk about other products, they are more terracotta products, Rakhi, Diwali. Now we have handcrafted holy colors are there. Then we have eco-friendly toothbrush, which comes in. Lot of different 50 plus category we have. Amazing. In short, also, you might be surprised to know we have instant sari wear. That in 2 minutes, the sari can be worn.
Okay.
This type of variety we have.
Fantastic. And now tell me that, how do you decide what product to take? And how do you determine which entrepreneur to work with?
Right. To answer both the question, there is only one single line. It should be run by a women entrepreneur.
Okay. It doesn't matter about what product. And okay, wonderful. Wonderful. So share with me some examples or anecdotes of some of the entrepreneurs who have been with you for some time, and how have you changed their lives?
Absolutely. So, there are two stories I'll share. One is of Ankita Kuril. She runs this brand Astral Kind, ASTRALKIND. When she started this, she was just 14-year-old.
Wow.
So I think 15, 16 she was when we got into touch with her. And it's been 1 year with her right now. Because her products are so good, we tried to market those products. After that, she started getting a lot of orders. With that, lot of attention from the media houses, how she's doing that. Lot of students, colleges are been approaching to her, hey, can you guide our students, how to become an entrepreneur? Honestly, right now, no matter what your age is, the right time to start a startup. And more than us, the age bracket of 14, 13, 12 are more inclined towards doing something different. Right. So in terms of her growth, particularly, she got connected towards the globe. Okay, yeah, this brand is there run by such a small age entrepreneur. That is one. And the confidence which she has right now, like the belief, like, yeah, I'm doing right. Because all the time family has been a great opposer, what are you doing? But in this case, there has been a great support from her. Second, if I say again and mention about Ragi Laddu, the Earth Purna brand Suchita Bhandare, when we onboarded, it was a decent sale. But now, everybody, because we carry a good media background with us in terms of network. So a lot of media have been approaching, hey, can we cover the story? So we keep connecting the entrepreneur which has a good product. Won't say a good product, but yeah, market needs that. So once the media covers that, more media covers that. And also, in Mitti Ke Rang, we try to support one women entrepreneur, what she runs a small business. But when she got so many orders from across the globe, she actually employed more on women from her locality. So it's a ripple effect.
Wow. Wow.
So that's how, the age you could see.
Amazing. And, one of the big challenges whenever women entrepreneurs start to make money is the reaction of the men, right? So I'd like to get your perspective on how is more money in the hands of women changing reactions and perspectives of the men.
Wow. Again, I'll share two stories. And the first one is, even when we recall that, it really give us goosebumps. In 2019, when I left my job and we thought what to do. So we used to train women entrepreneurs in Pune to make paper bag and other products. Then what? So in the month of July or September, we thought, let's make tea light candles. We got one of the person to train the entrepreneurs in Pune. When we started the manufacturing, the production, these were the exact words of the family of the women entrepreneurs, be it husband, be it mother-in-law and all. You are wasting your time. Don't do this. Focus on your work. They were like, we will do it. So they used to wake up very early in the morning, work the whole day, then make candles, go home, kids, studies and everything. So in 40 days, 40, we were able to sell 52,000 candles across India.
Wow.
Now, each women entrepreneur were able to earn 17,500 rupees out of all the 5 women entrepreneurs. When they got the money in the bank account, the family was in shock how they could earn this much. And after that, they were the biggest advocates of the work, what we were doing, and the women entrepreneurs. So how this is been narrated, they have walked the talk.
How wonderful. How wonderful. The other thing that I have, based on so much conversation with so many people like you who are supporting women, is that whenever a woman gets money into her hands, it goes into bettering the family, education, better home, toilets, etc., etc. Do you have any examples to share?
My mom is the biggest example for that.
Okay.
Because whatever I'm right now, or my brothers right now, definitely family has been a great support. Yeah. But my mom used to run a tailoring business, and I've seen her struggle. The money she used to save. A very good example, if you take me, mom used to earn money. So I wanted to do education. I wanted to buy a mobile phone at that time to read more stories, newspaper, listen to BBC podcast. So she supported me. So, if that's why I'm over here and we are able to make more impact together.
Fantastic. My next question to you is that, e-commerce, Amit, has now become a very, very large business opportunity. But there are also many people doing the same thing. How are you differentiating Mitti Ke Rang from others?
Sure. I'll tell you one question, example, whenever we hear the word NGO, the first word which comes into a mind or a picture is charity or garibi. So when we started in 2019, when we moved to e-commerce in 2019, we used to operate as an NGO, which is not wrong. Even we have the legalized NGO, but we moved the thought process. We moved from NGO to a social venture. Why? Because we realized when women can make products, when they can earn with dignity, why to give it a name as a charity? Let's make a sustainable livelihood. So we started calling ourselves a social venture. Now to answer your question, whenever we buy something from a social e-commerce or something from social background, there is a perception that chalta hai attitude. It's okay to buy okay product, it need not to be perfect. We are like, no. If you open Mitti Ke Rang website, you will get a pop-up, 100% refundable, no question asked. We want to work on the quality. If a person is spending even a single rupee, they should get a quality out of that. So what differentiating we have been doing is we are not working as a traditional old way. We are making this as a more cooler, more sustainable, and how we can use the more futuristic technologies to make it more sustainable.
And tell me a little bit more about how remote are some of your women entrepreneurs, and how are they, what are some of your supply chain challenges to get all these products direct to the consumer?
Wow. We have entrepreneurs from Arunachal, till Kanyakumari, till South, from like Kashmir to West Mumbai. So all the North, South, East, West. In terms of logistics, I'll tell you, it is so uncertain, because one of the product when we ship from Delhi to Mumbai, it takes 5 days. When we ship from Mumbai to Delhi to Leh, it takes 3 days.
Wow.
Second,
Okay.
Holi. So example in last year in Holi in 2021, yeah, when we started shipping, because all the women were from localized area, like locally still like the most remote area. So they only have post office. They have very local vendors. In terms of both the logistic, they used to wait for 2 to 3 days for all the parcel to collect, and then the logistic companies to ship forward. Lot of times, the Indian post office definitely it's pretty good, but it used to reach after a month. Example, Holi is today, it will reach after a month. So in terms of the remote, we have from the most extreme areas to the more urban area. But here we are trying to solve how we are trying to assign a POC in terms of that locality who knows tech, who knows product, who knows packaging, who knows marketing. Then we are supporting them, and then we're trying to make it more, you could say, centralized in terms of decision making and not going and training and spending a lot of time.
And when you find women who are in remote parts of the country, what is the process you follow to reach out to them, or do they reach out to you, or both?
Right. So it's both, first of all. Second, now we are entirely focused, at least for a couple of months, in only onboarding entrepreneurs who have knowledge about tech, packaging, shipping, everything. I'll tell you why. So because what we believed, why the social sector, when it comes to handicrafts or any product, is not able to scale at that level, because it's involved a lot of finance and the human and the, you could say, human power, because they have to go there, train them, take product, keep in warehousing, and then ship it. It's a very long process. They are like, if you have something, let's onboard. But now we are a Section 8 company and we have a ATG certificate. So once we are done with what we are doing right now, we're going to be going full-fledgedly with the CSR activities, getting CSR funds, hiring more people into the remote areas, sending them to train the SAG, the women, into the more local area, make the products, keep it into warehouse, and then ship it. So over there, our cash won't get burned, which will if we start right now.
And one of the other challenges that I've seen a lot of platform owners like yours or like Mitti Ke Rang faces is quality control. Ultimately the liability or the challenge comes to you if the goods I receive are not as per what I expected. What are you doing about quality control?
Right. But I'll go to the second part. When any customer receives any product, if they DM us, hey Amit, hey Mehek, hey Saket, the team members, it's not good. The first thing we do is refund the money entirely. And then we start discussion with them, hey, what went wrong? And also we try if we can ship the product again. So that is about the solution part. Now let's come to the problem part. Luckily, in terms of the quality check, if it's a food product, there should be a FSSAI license mandatory.
Correct.
So the problem gets solved. In terms of other product, definitely there might be some glitch with the quality and all. But when we talk to women entrepreneurs, when they onboard the products and all, because we have so much experience into that, 90% we get a mandate, yeah, this will be right. But if it went wrong, if it go wrong, we refund immediately.
Wonderful. I have time for a couple of more questions. I think you yourself are a Gen Z. From what you just told me, 7-8 years ago, you were just 21 years old. Tell me, how are the younger people in our country, people like you, changing the social sector, and what are you doing for empowerment of women?
Right. In terms of how the perception has been changing, I believe now, because after 17 or 18, like 2018, with the more advancement of the world in terms of all the technologies, all the buzzwords, the traditional way of working, starting an NGO, getting into something traditional of, just educating, or providing capacity building, which is not wrong. But what about after that? What about the revenue? What about getting a job? So now the perception has changed entirely. And the more youth are being driven towards impact. It's always good to, okay, yeah, I'm doing a capacity building of like 10 lakhs women, 10 lakh students, 10 lakh youth. What after that? So that perception has changed entirely now. And we are more driven towards the impact. Okay, like we have an entrepreneur, can we get an orders? End of story.
Amazing.
Training, education is good. We will do that. But you should also get orders, also get livelihood, also get money into the bank account.
Very interesting. So, Amit, I'm going to move to some questions about your passion, which is traveling. When I was reading about you, you said that you covered 80 cities for 17,500 rupees. That works out to maybe about 300 rupees per city. Tell me a little bit about this travel and how you managed.
Yeah, so I'll connect dots why I started backpacking. I am like a person which is generating curiosity, because I believe if I have something in mind, I'll do it. So then my thought process will start thinking beyond that. Example, I wanted a job, now I got a job. I understood what does an urban city look like. Then I started thinking beyond that. Then I encountered a word, backpacking, digital nomad. So if you might know Jagrati Yatra. So it's a long train journey I did in 2016. I met a lot of people. Then I went to Nepal, Sri Lanka, Malaysia with a very budgeted this. And when I left my job, I thought it's time to unlearn everything, because when we earn money, we think we know everything. And I was a person, I wanted to go to the roots and learn things. So after Diwali, I just left Pune with plan of K to K, A to B, which means Kanyakumari to Kashmir, Arunachal to Bombay. Started from Mumbai, went till Kanyakumari, went till Arunachal, and I got stuck in Guwahati for 70 days, 70, in the lockdown. So the learnings and how I was able to do that. So there's one quote which I always follow: make connections when you don't need the most. Which means आप लोगों से रिश्ता जब बनाओ जब आपको उससे कुछ मतलब नहीं है. So I just kept making, and when I started backpacking, I have a network in every village, every town, you name it. So my food, accommodation was always taken care by my friends and family or whoever was over there. So that's the background.
Amazing. And do you propose to keep traveling as passionately as you have done so far?
Yeah, so there are three plans, I would say. The first is the remaining of India, which is left because of COVID. I'll do that. Second, in the future of 2 decades, I am planning to cover the entire globe. And third, 2 areas which are more hit list on my radar is Antarctica expedition and Beverage Base Camp.
Wow, how wonderful. Amit, on that note, and what you just said, make connections when you need them the least. Thank you for talking to me about your amazing journey. I mean, I'm going to start by saying that, the amount of gratitude you have for your mother. She must be an amazing woman to have, given such strong values to you and your brother. Thank you for talking to me about how this is just the right time to do a startup. Thank you very much for everything that you're doing in our country to empower women. And my last question or a comment that you can make is, do tell our viewers, what is your website? I will certainly go and check it out and maybe start ordering a few things from you. Thank you again and good luck.
Thank you so much. And the website is mittikerang.org. You can go on the website and book any product and it will be delivered across the globe. And thank you so much, sir, for creating this amazing platform to spread a word about the work we have been doing at the grassroots level.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.